Hello and welcome to another edition of A Better Life. I'm Dr. Fry, of course, and I tell you what, if you saw Baker Forward, it's a pretty cool show that they've got going on, and I know that next Thursday Bert Carson's going to be on, and you're going to see a cool episode with a guy from Lane Hospital. And the reason I'm talking about this, because A Better Life, of course, is all about improving your life. And one thing that we was finding out in this particular area is the closure of the E.K. Long Hospital really is having an adverse effect on Baker, which is a big part of where this station is located in a community we support a lot, being in the north part of Baton Rouge. We care about all of Baton Rouge, of course, and if your particular area would like to have a series like Baker Forward, maybe Gonzales Forward or Baton Rouge Forward, hey, give me a call. Of course, you know how to contact me. Email me at WLFT.com if you've got anything you want to have discussed on this show. Or if you'd like to have your own show, reach out to us, okay? Now, this week, we're going to be talking to a person that I met about, I guess, 2 years ago when I picked up a new Harley-Davidson here in town. I went to they have a Harley Hog Association meeting thing, kind of they meet on Saturdays and go for a ride type of thing. And this guy really stuck out. First of all, he's a genuine person. And he's got quite a bit of history. And I did a little promo for him. They had this little thing where they pass the flag each year. It's a memorial thing. But look, I want you to get to know the person today and the event. So please welcome to the show my friend Paul. Paul, how you doing?
Doing good, Dr. Fry. How about you?
Good. Now, where do you live?
I live in Prairieville, Louisiana.
Prairieville, Louisiana. I've been to Prairieville, Louisiana.
Yes, it's
That's
growing.
a metropolis.
Yes, it's growing.
Was you born and raised there?
No, I was born in New Orleans, raised in Reserve, Louisiana. About, 35, 40 miles down the river from us.
So you're a Louisiana boy?
Oh, yes, sir.
All right. So when did you start getting into motorcycles?
1969.
69.
1969.
And what year did you really have the end of motorcycle?
Purchased my first Harley in 1975.
75.
So I've been riding a long time. Yes, sir.
You had an accident?
Yes, I did.
Tell us about it.
September 30th, 2011, one of those life-changing events. I was run off the road by an 18-wheeler, and the end result was I slammed into the back of a stopped Honda Accord at about 60 miles an hour. Ended up with some titanium now in my right leg, broke ribs, recovered well. It took a while, but gave me a chance to pause and reflect on a lot of things.
Did the airbags deploy?
On the car I hit? Definitely didn't have that on the motorcycle. Thank God I was wearing a helmet. You know?
I like not wearing a helmet when I'm being in South Carolina. We did not have to wear helmets down there. Tennessee, no helmets, and come down here, man, it's like everybody's got a helmet. And Florida, of course, no helmets. I lived there for a long, long time. And I can go either way. But in your particular instance, I would probably say, boy, I wish I had my helmet, or glad I had a helmet, because at 60 mile an hour, a dead stop on a motorcycle. Hello.
It was quite an impact, and in fact, I do not even remember the impact itself. I came to in the ER. Yeah. And I've ridden in a lot of states that don't have helmet, ridden without a helmet when Louisiana didn't have the law. And you know, you get to thinking and said, well, that day it was a lifesaver for me.
Right.
Yes, sir.
All right. So we moved past the accident. You're a veteran.
Yes, sir.
Tell us a little bit about your service.
Served in the United States Navy from 1972 to 1975 during the end of the Vietnam era. Was an air crewman with VA 42, Attack Squadron 42 out of Virginia Beach, Virginia. Our job was to train A6 bombardier navigators how to work the weapon systems in an A6 Intruder, one of the finest all-weather attack planes the U.S. Navy ever had. Low-level attack missions, all-weather, 200 feet off the deck at 500 knots. Yes, sir.
That's a thrill ride.
Yes, it is. And it was a thrill teaching these young guys coming straight out of naval, OCS.
Right.
We got a lot of raw ensigns, and as a crew chief on the aircraft, as an enlisted man, I outranked them. So that was, a little bit of a thrill too, because while they were on my airplane, they were mine.
There you go. There you go.
But it was fun training those young men. It was a real good experience for me. Went in when I was 17 years old. Volunteered during Vietnam, and proud of the service. Country didn't too much appreciate us back then, but I'm glad to see the attitude of the nation has changed.
Yeah,
towards our veterans.
My son is serving in Korea, and it's kind of become a hot spot now. So,
yes,
any
sir.
thoughts on what's going on there?
No, just the only thoughts I have is I think that would be the biggest mistake he would ever make if he tried to tangle with the good old U.S. of A.
Well, sometimes young punks have to learn a lesson, you know.
That's true.
I
That
guess we
is
all
true.
do. All right, tell us about passing the flag. Where did it come from? What's the idea and what is it?
Well, passing the flag really originated with the Nation of Patriots. It's an organization out of Milwaukee, Wisconsin, formed in 2009 by Bill Scheer. Bill, young man, very patriotic, has no connections to the military, but he decided in 2009 to take American flag, put it on the back of his bike, ride through the country and raise money for wounded veterans. Well, he made it through about 33 states, and he ran out of funds, went back to Milwaukee, collected some money along the way, gave those to the needy veterans in the Milwaukee area. And he said, you know, this should be a nationwide effort. So what he did, he's a HOG member. He contacted 100 HOG chapters throughout the nation, throughout the 48 contiguous states, and told us about the tour, what he wanted to do. Do we want to be a part of it? And I got his email, sort of sat on it for about a week or so, and then the phone call came. And he described it a little bit better for me and said, sure, we'd participate. And what we did on a local level, instead of just receiving the flag from Mississippi the day before and then us transporting the flag to Alexandria at the time, we've now incorporated Lafayette into the tour. We decided to make an event out of it. So I contacted some local recruiters, had one each, Army, Navy, Air Force, Marine, and 3 National Guard. We seen how successful the event was, so we decided to grow it.
Good.
And every year it seems to be getting a little bit larger, so this year we have a really fantastic event planned for Saturday, July 6th out at Baton Rouge Harley-Davidson.
If somebody wants more information about how to be involved or how to contribute or how to give money to this cause, what's the best way to reach you?
Well, they can go to the website, nationofpatriots.org. They could reach me via phone, 225-413-0554. That's my personal number. I'd be more than happy to assist them. We do have a Facebook page, Passing the Flag Baton Rouge, that they can go if they're on Facebook. It is a public page. It is accessible. They can see photos from the previous year's events and information about our current fundraising efforts we're doing this year.
Great event. Thanks for being on. I appreciate it, okay?
Thank you,
All right,
sir.
we're out together. We'll be right back after a word from our sponsors, and another guest is up next. Stay tuned. WLFT joins all TV stations in our area, reminding you to rescan your digital TV sets so you can pick up all of the new TV stations, which are broadcast free over the air. Hey, you bought the new high-definition TV, so now enjoy the free over-the-air entertainment like the new Country Channel on 30.3, featuring 24-hour music videos and concerts direct from Nashville. More new channels are planned, so change the batteries in your smoke detector and rescan Baton Rouge. Hey, welcome back to A Better Life. I tell you what, I got a guy now that I really want to introduce to you. His name's Reginald Patterson, and this guy does it all. I'm telling you what, he's a pastor, he does ministry, and he helps you clean up your life in a way that everybody really needs to do in the right way. Welcome to the show, Reginald Patterson. Hey, Reggie.
Yes, sir. Good being here today.
Hey, yeah,
Thank you, Doc.
you're a little short guy, too.
Yeah, yeah.
We could have got a bigger chair for you.
Oh, yeah. It's kind of tight here.
Reaping Time. Tell everybody just briefly what Reaping Time is, where it came from, and what you provide as far as service. Then we'll talk about ministry.
Well, it's Reaping Time Automotive Detailing Service. It's a service that on-site detail. We come to your home, your office, and detail on-site. We have a mobile unit. We have water, electricity. Everything is combined in the unit. We need no electricity and no water. It's Reaping Time goes out, and we professionally take care of your investment, keep it clean, wax, shampoo. We do polish, restoration, to make your vehicle and keep it the way it was when you got off the showroom floor. It's something different when a vehicle leaves the car lot. A lot of the investors say that it loses its value. Right. We want to keep the value up on your vehicle by cleaning and detailing your vehicle.
And it does make a difference. Plus the long-term care of it. I mean, if you
Yes, sir.
if you don't take care of it, and people say, well, I don't need to wax the car. It's got a built-in wax, you know, or
Yes.
it came to the showroom floor, looked great. But if you don't take care of it, you will diminish the value of it
Yes,
greatly.
you will. Yes, you will. Yes, you will. You would diminish the value because you have the elements, everything that we have a lot of rain, and then we know we have acid rain. We have things that in the elements that gets on the vehicle. We got pollen. We need to keep a note that the time and season that it is right now, we need to stay ahead of the love bugs. We got love bugs coming out. Kind of note everybody. Love bugs is getting ready to come out.
And
we need to get those.
And those can really destroy your paint too.
They can really destroy your paint. Right? Yeah, love bugs would definitely destroy your paints of the chemical reaction that the bugs have in them to eat through the clear coat. Time to catch those ahead of time with wax or polish and get that vehicle the way it needs to be to keep that investment, keep money in your pocket.
Now, if somebody doesn't have the $9.95 that you charge to come to their home, clean and detail their car, oh, maybe it was a little bit more than that.
Yeah.
I know there's a special he's offering if you call off the show, but you'll find out what it is. But what do you recommend as far as you walk into the automotive store or into Walmart and they've got all these things to clean your car with? Just in your head, because you've been doing it professionally, what should you stay away from and what should you try?
Well, you should stay away from products that doesn't have the longevity of knowing how long they've been in business. It's good to do research on different products that you're using. When you go in the stores, I encourage people to get a Scotch Guard, which you find in the Walmart. You got seats they making now that as soon as you get water on, somebody in this, that's listening right now know what I'm talking about. You get some type of water on that seat and it gets spot real quick. Scotch Guard will keep those seats from getting spotted up so quick. Encourage you to kind of keep those seats Scotch guarded. Keep a towel, a clear towel or something, clean towel right by you. In case the kids spill something, you can automatically wipe it up real quick and it won't settle in. Red dye, it's getting to get warm and we're dealing with snowballs and kids eating snowballs and everything and wasting in your car. You need to make sure that you have this. And I tell you, toddlers and kids are my best customers. Yeah.
So, now, I tell you something I learned was at an Infinity store, and there was a scuff mark, a black scuff mark on the door rail, whatever it's called. Guy went back and got a blue jug with a yellow top, pulled out the little towel. It's little towelettes, and it, I mean, just like magic. And he did the same thing on the seat. Had there was a mark on the seat, wiped off the seat. But that kind of stuff only professional people like you can buy. It's not something you don't even sell in Walmart. I don't even know what it's called now, but I mean, so there is an advantage to going to you because there are things that you have to have a license to buy because you don't want these kind of things out in the public. And
and then you need to make sure that whoever's taking care of the vehicle, that they are knowledgeable what they're doing. You know, you don't want anything to or anyone to wipe on your dashboard and disfigure it. Your brown dashboard, and then next thing you know, your dashboard black because you had somebody doing it that wasn't professional. Professional would know what to do at the time to do it and do what needs to be done to get the job done. We do everything professionalized. Everything that we buy professional products, not cross the counter. We like to use things that like a DuPont towards as in having a fine touch, but having like a poly towards as in a nice coat on it that's a sealant that's going to hold it, and not something that just you can put on and then you're going to need it redone next week.
Right. The thing I want to say about Reginald is I've used several people in town. Barbara and I do not clean our own vehicles. It isn't because we have money, it's because we don't know what we're doing. And we've tried the auto car washes that you go through, Benny's and some other places. You will not get, I promise you this, you will not get the service and the quality of clean car and the detailing that you will get from this man. And I say that, I've tried, I'm fair to everybody. I'll give everybody a shot. But you do real well. He's hard to get hold of as far as getting him over because he's so busy. But if he gets on your calendar and you can get him to do your vehicle, I'm telling you, if you have an investment, let him take care of it. It'll be really good. Now let's talk about what's really important, God. You have a ministry. Tell a little bit about what you like to do and maybe some things you're planning in the future.
Well, it's Reaping Time Automotive Detail Service gives over into Soul Winners for Christ. Soul Winners for Christ Evangelistic World Outreach Ministries is a ministry that goes out into the inner city and evangelize. I like to work with different local churches if it's possible, and the pastors that's in the sound of my voice. If you need help in help ministries towards as in building a foundation and doing follow-ups or doing door-to-door ministry, doing tent evangelistic work. We do tent crusades. We do street block parties. We go out into neighborhoods and work the area to win the lost to come to Christ. And then I place them in local ministries. I don't have a church. I don't have a building. God called me to evangelize. I'm an evangelist that evangelizes the streets in our surrounding parishes.
I got you. Now, do you have tents?
I have tents.
Right. So if a church or something wants to have an event and needs some help, you have tents for rent?
I have tents for that.
You're
yes.
not in the event business per
No,
se,
no,
but you've made that investment. You have sound systems.
Sound system,
yeah.
chairs, tables.
Right.
To be able to go out and fully make an effect in the inner city and the surrounding parishes areas to effectively do what God called to do.
Well, I admire you for what you're doing.
Amen.
It's really cool. You're a great
Thank you,
guy.
Doc.
I'm glad that I've met you in my life, and I encourage you to give Reginald a call if you have a need for his services. He definitely can take care of you. And you might have a ministry that you need some help with. If there's inner city kids that you're trying to get to, or a community you're trying to help, give him a shot, because he's been there and he's done that. Okay. All right, so I want you to email me at WLFT, like me on Facebook, huh? Yeah, you got to like us on Facebook. And I tell you what, we got lots of things we're going to be giving away, including dinner Icky bonds. So stay tuned. We're going to come back with another guest to finish out this week. Stay tuned. We'll be right back with the word of people who care about our shows.
Hey, Baton Rouge and surrounding areas. It's your friend Jay, and I'ma tell you true. If you want the best crawfish in town, you have got to go by the Crawfish Crib, located at 7869 Greenwell Springs Road and 9836 Florida Boulevard. Holler at Henry and ask him to hook you up with that Gold Rush garlic butter sauce on your crawfish and your crab legs, y'all. It's good. Have a good time.
Hey, welcome back to A Better Life. In our final segment, we're going to try and save your life. This is something that everybody needs to be paying attention to. You may have seen this on another show that our channel's had, but I'll tell you what, we've got a Captain, what was your last name?
Adams.
Captain Adams with us today, and he brought a friend with him we're going to introduce to you in a second. But right now, let's welcome Captain Adams to the show. Welcome, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Now, what do you do for the with Baker Fire Department?
Baker Fire Department.
All right.
Yes,
How long have you been a fireman?
I've been professionally doing this for 15 years now. I've
So
also
it's
been a
not
medic
your
as well.
first rodeo, is
No,
it?
sir. No, sir. I've been doing this for a long time.
Where are you from?
I'm from Baton Rouge.
Are you from Baton Rouge?
Yes,
A
sir.
Louisiana boy, huh?
Yes, sir.
How
From
about that? Did
Louisiana.
you always want to be a fireman?
Pretty much, yes, sir. My grandfather retired as a district chief from Baton Rouge Fire Department. My dad retired as the assistant chief
Wow.
from Baker Fire Department. And I have various...
So you
also
kind of had to fill in, just follow the tree there, didn't you?
Yes, sir, I did. And actually, my mother had been working fire communications for several years. So, yeah, it's definitely in the family.
I
it's in
admire
the
you.
blood.
You're one of the few people I've met that actually grew up as a little kid. You know, I mean, we all watched fire trucks and said, I want to be a fireman, but you
Right.
did it. I mean, that's
Yes.
cool. That's cool. So, how long you been with Baker Fire Department?
I've been with Baker for 15 years.
50. The one. Okay,
Yes,
so
sir.
you've always been at Baker.
I've
okay.
always been with Baker.
Now, are you specialized in one thing, or is it everybody all trained in this what you're going to show us today, or?
Actually, I head up the medical portion of our department. I train, doing the medical training for our guys, but all of our guys are cross-trained in different things. Some do high angle rescue, some do water rescue, some specialize in extrication practices. We all dabble in.
There's a lot more to being a
Right.
fireman than
There's a lot
back
to
in
it.
the old days. You always thought fire axe and busting down a door, big fire hose, wish, and getting the blonde girl at the end of the show.
Right.
But basically, there's a lot more to. I mean, you guys actually act like paramedics. I mean, you're first responders. You're
Yes,
there
sir.
before the ambulances get there and other people to help. So
Yes,
you're
sir.
trained in a whole vast of things.
Yes, sir.
Which leads us to what is this the guy's name?
CPR. This is resuscitation Arnie.
Arnie.
Yeah, this is
hey,
our dummy.
Arnie. Okay. Thanks for getting dressed for us today, Arnie. I appreciate it.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So, what is this device used for?
This is just a trainer that we use to demonstrate CPR, demonstrate correct compressions, rescue breaths, that sort of thing.
Okay. So, what are we going to show people today?
Today I will show you how to do correct CPR.
All right. Everybody pay attention. This is on YouTube, of course. You can tell people if you're watching it to say, hey, you got to see this because this guy actually shows you how to do it right. I'm interested. So
Okay.
let's see what we got.
The first thing you would do is you would determine that your patient is down, is having a cardiac arrest episode. Sir, can you hear me? Are you okay?
Normally
Determine
they
if
would
are
not
breathless,
respond.
pulseless,
Yeah.
correct. If they're on a mattress, on something soft,
Uh-huh.
you want to move that patient down to a hard surface because you cannot do effective chest compressions on a soft surface. If
I
you're
got
doing
you.
it on a
Yeah.
mattress, they're just going to bounce up and down. You're not
Got to get them down on the floor, or in this case, a glass table.
Correct.
Okay.
Used to, we would give 2 rescue breaths right off the bat and then start doing chest
Such as
compressions.
blow in the mouth.
Right.
And then pump on the
and then
chest.
pump on the chest.
But that's not the way we do it.
No,
now.
sir. In the past years, they have determined that chest compressions need to be the very first thing that you do. And so what you would do, once you determine that they are unresponsive, expose the chest, you would look for what they call the xiphoid process. If you feel the bottom of your ribs, where your ribs meet down here at the sternum, you would go 2 fingers above that. If you're still not sure, a good rule of thumb is in between the nipples. Draw an imaginary line
Right.
and go right to the middle.
Okay.
You're going to put one hand down
Yeah.
in that spot of the chest. You're going to interlock your fingers. You're going to lock your elbows.
Yeah.
And then you're going to use your whole body and depress 30 compressions.
30.
30 compressions.
Now this is if the person is not breathing, I
This
take
is
it.
if they're not breathing, correct.
Okay. So we're trying to get the heart started, or we're trying to get the lungs to work? Or all of it?
You're actually circulating the blood in the body. You're
Moving
you're
the,
moving
you're making the heart work. You're,
right.
You're faking the heart. I got
Right.
it. Okay.
At this point, you're not doing any breathing. What they found was when a person goes down in cardiac arrest, they generally take a last breath.
Huh.
And so the blood is already oxygenated. So if you will at least circulate the blood,
Right.
then you're doing that patient some good. So
That's a lot of pressure. I bet the person's bruised after you do this.
actually, we commonly break ribs.
I bet. But you saved the life.
Right.
So.
It's not unusual when you do your first couple of compressions,
Right.
you will actually feel a popping
Right.
underneath your hands, and that's what that is. That's the ribs breaking.
I got you.
But anyhow, you would
So
do
30 of those.
30 compressions.
Now you don't have one of these, so you just blow in there.
We do not teach mouth to mouth
Oh, you
anymore.
don't? Okay.
Simply because there are so many
Diseases and
stuff.
HIV, everybody's
HIV,
scared, everybody's
hepatitis,
spit and all
right.
that stuff anymore.
And
I
a lot
got
of
you, I
people are
got
very,
you.
very hesitant to put
So
their
let
mouth
him
on
die.
somebody
Is that
else.
the idea?
No, actually, if you're just doing compressions,
Yeah.
you are still doing an effective CPR.
Oh, okay. Okay.
But if it's a family member, somebody that you're aware of
Right.
or comfortable with,
Right.
you would do a head tilt,
Right.
chin lift to open the airway.
I got you.
You would pinch the nostrils and
Close
you
the nose. Okay.
put your mouth over their mouth
Yeah.
and give 2 breaths. Breathe
2.
in, watch the chest rise, move your mouth, let them exhale. Give another breath, watch the chest rise.
So they will automatically, if they're incapacitated, they're still going to deflate?
Yes, they will still deflate.
Oh, be darned.
And then you
Okay.
go back and do another set
Of 30
of 30
compressions.
chest compressions, 2 ventilations.
Wow. So this is CPR. This is somebody that is non-respondent, totally passed out, and their heart is not beating.
Correct.
How do we know their heart's not beating? I mean, you just kind of feel, isn't there a place on
Feel
the
for
side
a
of the
pulse
neck?
on the neck.
Yeah.
You would put 2 fingers right here to the side,
Right.
or a radial pulse, which would be
And you really got to squeeze it
Inside
to
of your
feel it. I
thumb.
mean, people just kind of lay their finger on it like the nurse does, but she knows what she's listening to.
actually you really don't have to apply a whole
You
lot
don't?
of pressure. No, sir. I could feel my own pulse, and I'm barely touching my wrist.
All right, so is there, we got 1 minute left, is there classes available, or, I mean, we've been putting, hopefully there's information on the screen as far as how to get in touch with you guys. If not, of course, email me. But where do I see somebody says, do you have CPR classes, or is there stuff that's available to the public, or is it cost or anything, or can you tell us?
There are things available for the public. American Red Cross
Yeah.
offers classes.
Right.
American Heart Association offers classes. I'm actually a certified CPR instructor through American Heart Association.
So if a company wants you to come out and train their people, that's the kind of thing you guys are willing to do.
Correct. Typically, I told somebody earlier, I typically charge $25 per person,
Right.
per class. If it's a small class, bigger classes, I will usually reduce my rate because it's a bigger audience.
Great deal. Great deal. We got to get out of here, but I appreciate you being on the show.
Yes, sir.
Till
Thank
next time, remember, have a better life through Jesus Christ. See you on the next show.